voice of Neal Ruhl and the iconic Terry Foster. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. I don't know why that makes me laugh every time, but it does. D-Mac, Darren, McCarty here in the house. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. The squad is in here. All of you are in here. How was that weekend, everybody? I trust it was good. Detroit Dabber 313. Go to the WoodwardSports.com chat thread in there. Jump in there. Detroit Dabber 313 first in. What up, Doe? He also says, how about those Titans, Neal? I heard you trying to get your punches in at the end. LMAO 2 of 14.
You guys missed it before. I think Neal, maybe somebody said, was that like gum on your shoe? Just think, because Stick was in here absolutely giving it, and Neal was taking it. Stick being, excuse me, Detroit Mercy grad. And what did you? And you said what? Second time in 14 games. And
yeah.
Stick said, "What have you done for me lately?" And here where we're at. So those digs, yes. If you heard him, he was giving them.
All I did was say things
factual.
2 and 12 in their last 14. Spenny, mark me here. That's factual.
That's factual.
How about more important? Right, because you didn't play, you just call it like you see it.
Right.
But I saw Detroit Dabber, him and Mike G being some of the OGs in this, hit his parlay at plus 846. He had the Kraken minus 1.5 in there, which was a Neal Ruhl get right play. And I just want to update people that Neal doesn't only do college football, being 35 and 13. Right, just so all you mathematicians at home, that's at a 72.9, rounded up to 73% clip, my friend. And
yep.
this has been going on for almost 2 years now, hasn't it?
It has been, yeah. And the real ones know.
It's consistent. Congratulations. And yes, that was the one of them that you'd expect to lose. The Kraken are playing great. We saw, the NHL. You win 5 in a row. Playing on the road is tough. So the Wings still in this, Neal. I don't think you jumped off your playoff bandwagon or anything like that. But again, doesn't get any easier coming this week. They got a few days off, but they play Washington, the Rangers, and Tampa this week.
Dare I say the biggest?
Washington doesn't have Ovechkin, so obviously you got to win this game because you got the Rangers and Tampa, who are arguably, the leaders, the winners in this division, along with Boston.
Yeah, dare I say the biggest regular season hockey game in 7 years, 6 years.
Yeah, and a lot of it too. A lot of it too is because of momentum and because of where you're at. And look at how you had to go 5 games undefeated, and you clawed your way back within the playoff. Right, so that just shows you how tough that it's going to be. Shout out to everybody who checked out the inaugural voyage of Chomp and Puck on Saturday. I see Jeremy Anderson saying he loved it, and I loved it. I think you get the most important thing, I think, is you get the vibe. It's going to be a little different, again, thanks to Daniela Bruce and learning that she's a Bieberholic. Justin Bieber is her guy, so I didn't know that before that, but thanks to everybody who's sending in to chompandpuck@gmail.com or into the Woodward Sports Network all your memorabilia. We got a segment coming up. I'll announce more of who we're going to have, probably announce Wednesday or Thursday who we're going to have as a guest this week, and we're just going to keep going. So something a little different. I thank everybody for tuning in, and hope you have fun, but it's going to be really interactive with you guys, the listeners. That's where we're going to get our hockey fix.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Tammy Chin. I saw that she's got to go in for gallbladder surgery. One of the OGs of Woodward Sports. So shout out to you, Tammy. Hope everything goes well. Remember, they're professionals at this. This is what they do. So it's another day at the office for them.
And I told them, hey, listen, we got big plans. So take care of you. You're on the DL or the IR. How many days do you get put on the? What's the recovery? Is she 4 to 6 with the upper body, lower body? What do we put her up? What do we put her down as?
She would be an LBI. Lower body injury.
LBI.
Timeline is 2 days to 2 weeks.
Okay. All right. We'll see. Hopefully we'll see you back in the lineup. Maybe we'll see her back in the lineup Saturday against Tampa Bay. We know she doesn't want to miss that.
Yeah, absolutely. So shout out to her. Also, too, just kind of wrapping up the weekend with everybody. We are going to get into the NBA All-Star game. And look, I enjoy the NBA All-Star. I like All-Star games. I do, for real. I know a lot of people don't. I do. However, that being said, I was in that one for about 3 minutes and had to dip.
Listen, I'm not the basketball guy. I'm going to leave you guys to it. That wasn't even close to being on my viewing. I did, though. And I said what a dichotomy of opposites, because the slam dunk contest and watching everything go viral, Mac McClung just jumping out of the gym was electric. And, I got no place for it. But here's the one thing, Neal, is all you basketball guys are pissed. Right? Listen, the basketball guys are pissed. And that's sort of like, just get off my lawn, me guy.
Yeah.
Right? Accountability. But, something's got to change. I guess, Spenny, I'd be interested to see by the chat thread what's the All-Star, the All-Star game you look forward to the most. Mm-hmm. To me it's baseball. And the only reason, and I liked it I didn't mind it when they played for home field advantage, but it seemed like guys, you knew they were only going to be in for a little bit, and then they could get their shine on, and then plus you get to see the stars. And I guess it's buffered a little bit because we have interleague games now, so you get to see the National League. But I still think that one I will tune into. See,
Spenny, were you an NBA All-Star basketball game guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I liked it.
What I liked about it was they would try stuff they wouldn't try in games, and I've liked that about the hockey one as well. Why can't it just be the East and the West and they play a game?
I don't know.
Why? Where did we lose our way with that?
Oh, yeah,
the
that's
hockey
right.
thing's confusing. They're drafting the team 10 minutes before they play. Let's just do East and West and play a game.
Yeah.
Can we get back to that? Am I being, old guy with that? Get off my lawn guy or whatever? Why can't we just play a game? Is that so hard? Why does it got to have hooks and angles that throughout time we're undefeated against? We're not going for the gimmicks. We never have. We never will. What was the NBA All-Star format 3 years ago? Anybody here know? I don't. Anybody here know the NHL All-Star format 3 years ago?
I think it was 3-on-3.
I think, yeah, exactly.
But I know with baseball, it was American League versus National League.
Yeah.
Right? So to your point, maybe that's because at least you get to see that. But they're so watered down. Is there an event? Because was one of the most exciting events the slam dunk contest? Is that the thing that holds the cherry now for, I guess, NBA All-Star Weekend or whatever? Like, you look at everything. Everybody's got skills this, skills that. You look at what football did. Which, by the way, did you guys see? I like the NFL, what they tried to do in the All-Star, their All-Star version with the flag football, than anything that the basketball did last night for the game. I mean, what was it? Just first one to 200, and they couldn't quite get there.
I don't know. They got their goofy little rules and all that stuff.
It was what was it, 187 or something like that, up to 187.
I don't know. I don't.
Look
no
at
one
you,
knows.
Spenny, your basketball. Look at Spencer's down here, and I can see it in his face because it's that beautiful shaved baby. But you guys all seem just disappointed.
Yeah.
Just disappointed. Wasted time.
Well,
Can't get the time back.
I couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into it. They weren't. And look, you know me. I'm pro player. I'm for the players. I get upset when people crush the players for taking the money because remember, there's a revenue split in sports. So for every $300 million contract an athlete gets, there's an owner that made $300 million. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everyone forgets that part of it. But it's just they. And I don't know what the answer is. I'm not pretending to know what the answer is. I just know Mike Malone, the Nuggets coach, who was a coach of one of the teams. Normally I would just say the West. Mike Malone said, quote, "That's the worst basketball game ever played." I don't know if you can fix it. And that's kind of Mike Malone, former Oakland Golden Grizzlies assistant coach, by the way, in the early 90s.
Dang.
So there's that. But
couple other things too on the Open. Congratulations, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who was plus 4,000 to win Daytona 500. There's your 10 seconds Daytona. If you haven't seen the highlights, bumper cars at the end and stuff like that. The crashes.
Oh, yeah.
My guy Bush was there and
your boy Keselowski too.
You know what? It just Rubbin's racing on those super speedways, and that's what it comes down to. But the big thing, Neal, and I wanted to bring it up, the Tiger Woods, right? Where people are getting so Tiger Woods last week, and if you understand, and you said it when we did the pre-show, Tiger's showing you he's back. It's that confidence. It's that air. It's the Mufasa on top, right? The Lion King. But what happened the other day, and if you didn't see it, he outdrove Justin Thomas, who, for lack of better terms, probably their relationship's like a little brother to him playing. He outdrove him, and he went over, and you see the viral video of him handing him some lady products, some lady feminine hygiene Tampax, right? Which, guys, here's what I'm going to say about it, no matter you believe, but you just screwed yourself. Of anything, Tiger Woods is going to shut down, and you'll never see him do something like that. He tried to let you in. We all say we want to be behind the ropes and in the locker room and behind the curtain and stuff like that, but then when you get let in, you're so easily offended on some sort of joke. So when you don't hear anything from Tiger anymore, to whatever, and this is the biggest joke, when he shuts down and doesn't show you that, right? I hope you're happy because I thought it was funny. I mean, how many times, right? How many times are you accused of, hey, does your husband play when you can't get the ball to the hole? Like, which don't mean it's guys being guys, and I think that it's all in context. And you see the way Justin Thomas laughed and whatever. So I get it. Like, I get it, this cancel culture and stuff like this, but just understand that Tiger was like the groundhog. He came out and he was ready to play and come back and get fired up, and you just absolutely told Tiger Woods that, no, even this is unacceptable. So don't expect anything else from him. Don't expect anything viral or funny or whatever that they're all going to be stories again. He's going to all go recluse. Because can anybody go reclusive like Tiger? Before all the stuff came out about him, who was the most mysterious guy that nobody knew anything about? Am I right or am I wrong? Do you not remember?
No, 100%.
So You know what? He's got that. So he knows where to go. He knows where that tunnel is. And I think I see that different Tiger, the fatherly Tiger, the one that we see being out, but is going to be pro. Total Tiger pro again. And that's what sucks.
Yeah. MoveWordSports.com chat thread, just kind of going back over what people were talking about over the weekend. Adiz 411 Dickinson showed up against Michigan State. What your thoughts, Sam Flannel, on 5 of 13 for 14 points?
No, I wouldn't say that Hunter Dickinson showed up and played this great game or anything, but what he did do, and I will give him credit for this, is when it was tied 67, he had that 6-spin move to put him up by 2, and after Kobe Buffkin hit a clutch 3 to put him up 75-72, Hunter Dickinson hit one to put him up by 6 and essentially call game. It was a very, very nice win. That did happen, Spencer. I know you're laughing, but enjoy.
What are you talking about?
I was laughing because I could just see Hunter Dickinson. Game.
Yeah.
He did call game.
He did.
It was literally a 12-0 run to end the game, and that's what sealed it.
Hunter Dickinson is the second best center on his own team.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Terrace Reed has no offensive skills. He's a better defender, and
that's not hard.
And to Terrace Reed's credit, he did play the best game he's played all season. So did Doug McDaniel.
I'll give you this, Sam Flannel. And both of these statements are true, okay?
Yes.
Number one, very classy what Michigan did with the whole Michigan State situation. It was very cool to see. The crowd was great and everything like that. I will give them credit for that.
Yes.
Number two, what you called it a big win, right?
I mean, it's a win that they needed if they want to make the tournament.
It's a great win. One 8-7 team beating another 8-7 team. That's what it was.
Do you want them to lose?
No, I'm just saying that's what it was.
It was what it was, but it was a win that Michigan desperately needed. If they lose that game, their season is over. They're done. And with that win, they now have some hopes that if they can finish the season strong and or make a deep Big Ten tournament run, they could still get in the NCAA tournament. It wouldn't shock me at all.
Hey, shout out to whoever made the sign that said little crossed out, love you, brother. You know?
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
Shout out to them because that that was, like you said, great job. So I know it really, at the end of the day, you can get back and argue about it, but that showed that you can be
no doubt. You can be civil. You can be real. And it was pretty cool to see. WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Jeb Large, Neal, that's spot on. Just have the East play the West. Do you want to let the winner determine who hosts the finals or something stupid like that? Go ahead. And that's kind of where I am, too. Just have the East play the West. We don't need drafted teams. We don't need divisions against each other. It was like that for 40 years, and it was fine. Just get back to that so I know who's where, who's on what team. Again, going back to it, I don't know which team Mike Malone coached. I don't know. Giannis,
Team
LeBron?
I think.
What?
I think it's Team LeBron.
Team LeBron, I think. Okay. You know what? If they did East versus West, I would know which team he coached there.
I think that's it. Like, there's a game over Mike dropped with his quote. Being the coach of the game, saying that's the worst basketball game
no doubt
I've ever seen. And I don't. But the poignant thing, Neal, is I don't know how they're gonna fix it. That's the scary part, right? Like that, or the scary part. Like what made it so good back in the day, right? Is it because now everybody's buddy, and you didn't have what made it good was that the rivalries back in the day, guys really didn't like each other because they weren't tight. Now everybody knows each other.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what the story is with that or what you do. But I do know the story. If you're in the insurance game, I know what the play is there.
Absolutely. You got to go to Swiss Insurance, of course, because Swiss Insurance Group and their employees are heavily involved in their community. It is very rewarding, but comes with great responsibility. If you sit in a local youth sports board, homeowners association, or a volunteer coach, directors and officers insurance is a must. Make sure the kids, parents, and volunteers are protected. Call Swiss Insurance today or email them at mark@swissins.com. That is mark@swissins.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
We are off and running on a Monday. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, all of you, woodwardsports.com chat thread, woodwardsports.com poll. Which All-Star game do you look forward to the most? MLB has 45% of the vote. NBA and NHL are pretty much split, right around 23%. And the NFL, I guess they don't have one anymore. I don't even know what they do. Whatever it is they do, 9% of you like that as well. Just kind of wrapping up the discussion from the weekend. Oh, by the way, I do have to send a shout-out, too. Went and had dinner at a new barbecue place in Romeo. The JL Smokehouse. They're in downtown Romeo, right across the street from where Cousin's Maine Lobster sets up shop in Romeo when they're through there. So that's an iconic corner in Romeo. But shout out to Dave. He's a big fan of the network. Says this is something that's been needed in this town for a long time.
Needed.
And then he bought me a bourbon.
Nice.
So he checked all the boxes.
Hell yeah.
How'd it go, boys? Be proud.
Yeah.
You got Neal to the free drink stage.
Thank you, guys. Yeah. Shout out to everybody watching.
Okay, for us that don't drink, what did you eat?
Sliced brisket.
Ooh, how was it? Yeah? Money.
It was money.
Recommended?
Man. Yeah, highly recommended.
I like it.
And you know what, too, low-key, and I don't eat a lot of them, but the waffle fries were built different.
Waffle fries are built different.
Yeah. They are. Coleslaw slapped, as my son would say. It was good.
Good.
Very, very good. So, if you're ever out
Awesome.
there, JL Smokehouse, man, tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
And isn't it apropos? It doesn't surprise me that Tammy Chin responded that the kid that put the sign up, the crossed out "Little" and "Love You, Brother" at the game is from the Heartland School District. His name is
very cool.
Linfield. So that does not surprise me. So just a little update for everybody there.
Yeah. So word on the street that. In the Red Wings, they fell on Saturday night. I did get you right, so that was the one. I guess you can say sunshine on a disappointing set. They just looked a half a step slow, D-Mac. And third game in 4 nights on the West Coast, that was part of what made it a get right.
Well, that's where it all
works.
comes back, right? You're going to have to pay the piper at some point, and you just don't have it. And when you go in and you play in Seattle, give them credit, because they're in the battle and they're in the hunt right now and consistently playing. So they're fighting in the Western Conference and stuff like that. Again, you're expected to lose one of these games on the road. It's okay. It's okay, because the beauty is coming off that loss, it'll refocus them going into Washington. So, no harm done, because they've been getting their points on the way. But as you see, they're putting win streaks together of 5 games, going 5 out of 6, and still barely making a dent in the standings. Although hopefully now they're on the graphic, and people are giving them a little bit of respect.
At least with the Canadian media, right?
Yeah.
No, but it was that thing where you could kind of see the writing on the wall with that. It's what makes that Washington game so big. So big. And I'm not saying it's over if you lose, but now we're getting to that stretch. And it's funny, too,
the old
because
proverbial 4-point game, right? When you're playing a team you're chasing and whatever.
That's why you got to get one. The
only caveat, Neal, right? The caveat, which is, if anybody followed, is that every team that Detroit was chasing the other night and involved had lost earlier in the day. So that's one, if you could have found a way to get a point or pull it out, but it just wasn't in the cards. But you didn't lose any ground, because everybody else lost, right? So it's pretty much like a wash.
Right. But, it is one of those things, like I said, it's not over if they lose to Washington. It's just now we're getting to the point of that schedule that we talked about. And, oh, by the way, we're coming off 3 and 4 nights on the West Coast. So that just goes to show you how tough this is.
The reality is, right, when we were sitting going into Saturday, 5-0 in our last 5 games. So now we're going into Tuesday. We're 5-1. We lose that game, we could be 5-2. You got Tampa at home, or you got the Rangers at home Thursday. You got Tampa Saturday, right? You're making no ground, because you're getting back if you lose those games. It's just you're taking care of business, and it's so tough. It was a little bit different, because now even more so, if you can get the games are 3-point games, right? We can agree, because if you get overtime, both team gets a point, and then you go for the extra one. Well, when you're playing the Eastern Conference against your own team, it's so much more important. It's harder to get space. That's why winning those games out west mean much more. But one of the things I wanted to bring up to is, again, we launched Chomp and Puck, and we talked about Tyler Bertuzzi. But it looks like some of the reports, am I right, have come out that Detroit isn't looking to move Bertuzzi at the deadline, which is a good thing, I guess. Neal, what were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to hear it, no question about it. I don't know that anything is, quote, off the table when Yzerman's involved.
Right.
And, if the certain deal presents itself. It's unfortunate, because you look at the season he's had. There's been tons of injuries. I know like he's warming up a little bit right now, but the resume is still the resume for this season. So if the deal presents itself where there's value, with him, though, it makes it hard, because if you're going in, and we'll know the answers in less than 3 weeks, we'll know the answers. If you do not move him, you do run the risk of losing him for nothing. But at the same time, we won't know, right? Because I've always said this all along. With Yzerman, with Larkin, if he's not dealt before the trade deadline, he's staying, and they're going to sign him. And
right.
that's it. It's a 2-outcome possibility. There's one of 2 outcomes. Either they trade him or they're going to sign him. And if the trade deadline comes and goes and he's here, they're signing him. They'll figure out a way. Bertuzzi, I'm not as sure, because I don't know. And look, we, the collective, us, you guys, everything in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread when we've discussed Bertuzzi, there's been a lot of variation when we've discussed Bertuzzi, going back to the COVID thing, going back to the injuries this year, going back to how does he fit. That's what a lot of people talked about. I always say there's room for 30-goal scorers at the right price. And what I do like about this time, D-Mac, is you can't cheat the reality of the situation because his resume is his resume. And, yes, he will be a $7-ish million a year guy. He's got 30-goal seasons on the resume, yeah?
Okay.
Those are hard to come by.
Oh, absolutely.
And he ain't taking a pay cut.
I would not. I would not think so. I guess at the end of the day, it's the same thing as that. It's the hashtag wiser plan. But when you hear stuff like this, the other thing you hear out is that Stevie's been quoted that he likes him as a player and part of this team. Now that doesn't mean financials will get done, but I guess maybe. To me, it for everybody, if we want to look at any signs out there, what's this tell me? That this tells me that maybe the things are in the works and this is part of the future. So, again, it hasn't changed the way he's played. I think what we're seeing is that the injuries, the stops and starts last year, whatever else, he needed time to come back. But I think that consistently, somebody mentioned, 4 points last 2 games, but it's just the way that tenacity on the puck and getting back. And when you have Dylan Larkin playing as well as he can, you see why. I brought up a stat last week about, Bertuzzi's, the minus, and he's only got, now he's got 3 goals or whatever. But when he's in the lineup, Dylan Larkin's production is off the charts. I'm going to guess it's probably 23 or 24 games, and he's got close to 35 points. What I'm saying is there's continuity there. So,
Spenmo, can we drop that on the chat? Should the Red Wings move Bertuzzi? Or do you want the Red Wings to move Bertuzzi? Because if you say no, then you want him long term, right? Is this a zero-sum game, D-Mac? If you say no, you don't want him moved, I'll listen to the argument. And if I were going to make the argument for people, if you want to, quote, make a playoff push, right, then you got to keep him. Even with the risk of losing him, you got to keep him.
Right.
But if you want to continue to rebuild, see, this is the forbidden fruit that I think Lions fans are in danger of falling for in this offseason, especially in this free agent. Yeah, especially in this free agency period, D-Mac, where if you're going to sacrifice a future asset, because this is where it all comes together. If you keep Bertuzzi, you're foregoing future assets, and you're going to sign them.
Here's the thing.
Those are your only two camps you can be in.
Let me stop in this situation, because it just dawned on me, right? Stevie will know which way either way. So if he's still here and not signed at the deadline, right, the plan will be in. Stevie already knows whether, like some who brought it up, Mike G, you want to know, does Bert want to stay? So these conversations are being had. Stevie would never go to the deadline and risk the fact of losing a guy. I gotta think of this value and stuff like this. Now, where, even though he's off the block, if there's a guy we brought up, defenseman who's sitting out, who's got 2 years eligibility, one of the, Jacob Chikrin in Arizona, you're gonna have to give something to get something. There might be something there, but I think that this points towards them getting something done sooner than later, in my opinion. So I'll be waiting.
And that something is a contract, or right, or a deal, or a trade.
And I'm leaning more today that he will be re-signed as long as with Larkin. I think you're lockstep right as far as it doesn't matter the trade deadline when it comes to Larkin. Something eventually will get done, just like Steven Stamkos. Right? Who was the captain of Tampa Bay that Stevie did last time with. So, but I if I'm reading the writing or taking the temperature, I think that, Bert's a part of this future.
Brandon Katz says Tampa Bay has to make a move if they want to challenge Boston. Boston's gone. You know what I'm saying? You look at the state, dude. Tampa Bay is 16 points behind Boston right now. That's 8 games. There's only 25 left.
Yeah, no, Boston's gone. But to the point is Tampa will be looking to solidify to make that next
push,
run. That's what they do. And you know what? Here's the beauty of it. Watch what Tampa does, because this will be you in a few years. We're at the deadline. You're reloading. Somebody asked in the where was it? What does it say in the locker room? Chuck Brewer, D-Mac in the locker room. What message does a team take from being a seller? Here's the thing: it's not a mortgage of the future. So if they are sellers and getting rid, that means it's for next year. It's for something that's going to make them even better and more imperative of a playoff team next year. I still think that they're rating the heat of this, and I think they're going to be looking to add, but. Again, at the end of the day, hashtag wasn't playing 1919.
Right. And real quick, too, before we cut to the break, Hoof-Hearted says, 3 years at $6 million per for Bert makes me comfortable. More than that, and I start to get reservations. Well, then you better get reservations, because he's getting 5.2 right now, and he's got 30 goal seasons on the resume. This is the economics, right? If you say Larkin's a $9 million a year guy, Bertuzzi's at least $7 million.
Yeah, and you have the money to do it.
So, those are the choices you have to make. But it's an easy choice. If you're looking for a new energy drink, Cintron, that's the only choice. An aspirational lifestyle beverage brand. They have a line of sparkling flavored energy beverages and premium bottled waters. They're fashionable, functional, and fun. And look, the bottom line is the drink, right? That's why we're doing all this. Premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and, of course, a non-negotiable great taste. Cintron is your top choice. You can buy online at drinkcintron.com. You can jump on Amazon also. Get that Prime, Amazon Prime life. Then you can choose between the great tasting Cranberry Classic and the sugar-free. Okay. So you know what? Why wait? Drink it. Live it with Cintron.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Neal Ruhl here for Custom Health Centers. Get your customized approach to weight loss. Think of all the ways that weight affects your health. Our own Ryan Ermanni has started his journey with Custom Health Centers. He's got a six-pack already, and he's all cut up. Now, I'm just playing, but he is down 15 pounds with Custom Health Centers. They've had over 20,000 success stories. You can be the next. They've helped many professional athletes lose weight as well. Former Lions kicker great Eddie Murray, NBA world champion, and bad boy Rick Mahorn down over 50 pounds with Custom Health Centers. You can start losing weight today. Call Dr. Jason and Custom Health at 844-789-8446. That's 844-789. Then it's Custom Health Centers. Back on and pushing Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you. And, we're doing this Red Wings discussion. We're going to wrap this up. There are a couple of Lions things that I do want to get to. People talking in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, like Lions Planet says, I want Braden Point from Tampa Bay. Well, he's locked up for a very, very, very long time. So that's not going down. But also, too, says he said, I don't want to give Bertuzzi away for free. And no, that's the point of the trade, It's just, for me, I wonder what Bertuzzi would acquire. And that's why Steve Yzerman's good at his job, and he's going to figure it out. So we are on it, and we are wrapping. There was a Lions thing that really caught my eye, too, about Aiden Hutchinson. D-Mac, Aiden Hutchinson says the Rookie of the Year award, the Pepsi Fan Vote Rookie of the Year award, was just, quote, an appetizer.
I agree.
All right.
I like it.
All right. So that was a little appetizer. That was me being a rookie. You give me a full off season of training, I'm going to take off to a new level. Okay, Aiden, talk that talk. I like that.
Yeah, you like your young lion to be hungry and use this as not the epitome or the ceiling of, hey, look what I won, but this, to me it sounds like, it gets that taste in my mouth. I want to get at this even more. I see there's more to come. I don't see anything wrong with it, especially now going into the offseason, going into training, because what can he do? Whatever he's showing, guys show that they're training or they're together or whatever, we can watch the progress and say, okay, this is how he's going to get there, because he's going to put in the work. We all agree. We don't question his motor. No. Right? We don't question his motor. That's all motor talk and motivation, and I like it, because here's the excitability of the kid that we saw, the early young rookie, right, who is over pursuing, missing the lanes, but then they put people around him that taught him, cerebral, so he's only going to get better. He's going to get bigger, stronger, and I think that him saying that, Sam Flannel, I'm gonna give you props because that's your guy, but I think he's gonna have an even bigger season this year.
I got a text here. It says, D-Mac, you look like Matthew Broderick in Glory today. I don't know.
Oh, yes. Big fan. Exactly. I'm right in front of my unit, just like he was.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. No, I tell everybody there's a shooting a pirate movie down on Detroit River coming, so I'm getting ready for my character. Stay tuned. It's Miramax.
Wrapping up the Woodward Sports
next summer.
The WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Do you want the Red Wings to move on from Tyler Bertuzzi? 56% of the people say no. That's a little more 50-50 than I thought it was going to be.
I just think because it's the unknown, right? So if we go, is this 30-goal Tyler Bertuzzi, the guy that we've seen that's going to be consistent in the lineup, that isn't going to have freakish injuries and break both wrists and stuff like this? If we see what we can get on a consistent basis, more people will buy in, because what are we seeing? Not only the team playing more consistent, but him coming back into form, so to speak.
Yeah.
Right? Like the way that I see him, Neal, the way that I've seen him in the past, in this winning streak, in the past, maybe 10 games is different than what I've seen before. So you got to give him the benefit of the doubt, because he is that type of player that you need to win with.
But again, we are talking about Aiden Hutchinson right now. Brandon says Hutchinson will keep getting doubled until Detroit adds an interior pass rusher like a Jalen Carter. And, I know everybody, that's like the hot topic, right? Everybody talks about the Aiden Hutchinson double team. And you know what?
Then figure it out like all the rest of the greatest ends in the game, right? And then put a guy on the end. Then you know what? James Houston, go feast. Do whatever. But this is like, don't other great players have to deal with this at all times? So I think it's more flattery. You got to double me. That means I'm good.
Right. And figure out a way, dude.
Figure it out.
Nick Bosa finds a way.
That's part of it. The cerebral part, right? The physicality, the speed, everything like that. The kid's got it. He's had it since day one. We're not arguing that. Can he think the game better? Can he pick up new moves? Is it always just the bull rush? Always is it? I think that what he's going to work on, Sam, this summer is a couple new moves, right? Sam's going to be popping. That's
the thing. He did figure it out towards the end of the year when he was getting double teamed last season. And the thing is, he knows more than anybody that he had some struggles at the beginning of the year, but the whole defense struggled. He was kind of expected to come in and be the best player on a bad defense, but it wasn't just him out of the rookies that developed into very, very good defensive players. There were three more, including the bookend of his edge rush mate, James Houston, who was an absolute revelation. Coming into his second year, he had some rookie growing pains at the beginning of his rookie season. That's why he didn't look so good at the beginning. He was over pursuing. He wasn't as disciplined, but towards the end of the season, he figured it out, and he led all rookies in sacks. He had a great season. and I expect him to take another leap next year. I think it's all set up for Aiden Hutchinson to be a Pro Bowler and borderline All-Pro player next year, and he knows it, and the fact that he's saying that shows that he has the confidence to do it, and why shouldn't he? Your defense is going to be improved from the beginning, and they're bringing back Aaron Glenn another year in the system. It's all set up for Aiden Hutchinson to feast next year, and that is what's going to happen. 13.5 sacks. Book it.
Neal, don't. Oh, there we go. I hope that's not your Scott Frost prediction.
Yeah.
But Neal, but tell me a defense that just appears right good. Don't they have to develop on their own? I think Sam brings up a great point there, is the fact that other guys around him are getting better too, and they're growing as a team, as a unit, right? We hear Legion of Boom. That was 3 guys that we hear about that grew together. You look at what they have in San Francisco, Baltimore. You look at all the great defensive teams, right? It's not just the one player. It's how they do it as a unit. So I think that there's something to that with how everybody around them is getting better. And I think it's the point, too, they do need more of that inside guy to free these guys up. It's a team effort, right? You see schemes and stunts and all this stuff. So the more that they have the talent and they're on the same page, I think they can build this defense like other great teams have built defense. And Aiden Hutchinson is going to be a prime person on that defense.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread Epic says Captain Mac Sparrow. Is that your next role?
Yeah, absolutely. Johnny Depp, he's out just in case, guys. You never know. You got to keep your options open. Max Sparrow, I like it. That might be a new alter ego.
Yeah, I do. I like it. Lions Planet says, talk about the Red Wings, says, I think we ultimately need to be buyers at the deadline if we're trying to make a playoff push. And I don't think this is a playoff
tweener. We're if we can make it here without if we can make our team better or weaponize the salary cap or do whatever and still be in the conversation, this year isn't because it's so you make the playoffs. What are your expectations? I don't think you got a deep run in you, but it'd be
especially
good
if you slide in at 8 and you got to face
you
Boston.
Could it'd be experience, right? But you're going to gain that experience. So I'm saying you want to get there, but you don't want to do it where it's going to hinder where you're at next year, because next year you want to be inside the playoffs, right? You're not going to be the Bostons, but you want to be entering what New Jersey did this year. Right, where New Jersey's at, all the points in the win streaks earlier in the year set themselves up so when they had ups and downs throughout the season, that's where you want to know that we're playing on the playoff. Like right now in February next year, if we're here next year, we should be saying, hey, you going to game 1 of the playoff game? I don't know if it's on the home or on the road. It's going to be game 3 or not. We should have these conversations a year from now.
Yeah, and maybe it's the verbiage, right? Like the playoff push. I think it's still the organizational push. This isn't like the fact that you're a fringe playoff team this year should have no bearing. And this is where I have the utmost confidence in Steve Yzerman. The playoff push or being 2 points out of a playoff spot, that changes nothing. I get the feeling it changes nothing.
He's got
for
a long-term plan, and this is just sort of like what he said along the way is where he's watching it down the highway and he checks in and he goes, oh, last year, smoke and mirrors, we're not this good. You know what I'm saying? Right? This year, same position. He looks and he goes, no, we're better. Yeah, we're better than we were. Hopefully we get healthy and we'll see what happens, right? Like, so finger on the pulse. It's like, the guy that walks, it's the old adage, right? Where you have that $1 million ship and the guy comes in with the hammer, right? And he goes, okay, it's not working, whatever. And he goes, bang, and he hits the hammer and the engine starts running and the guy goes, that'll be $50,000, and the guy goes, you just hit it with a hammer. And he says, yeah, that was like $10. The other $49,000 was knowing where to hit it. Right? Like that's the whole thing. You got a guy that knows where to hit it, when to hit it. Again, I can't elaborate this enough. Steve Yzerman will give the wing-wheeled nation everything they want, but not when we want it, when he wants to give it to us.
Yeah, and Brandon says, too, New Jersey has a one center. Detroit doesn't. It's impossibly relevant in the Eastern Conference without a good one center. Who do you think knows that the most?
Yeah, remember, Dylan Larkin, I'm paying my number 2 center, my captain, $9 million. My number 2 center. Dylan Larkin is your number 2 center. You need that number 1. Yes, great. Congratulations. That might explain why they're in the playoffs right now.
No doubt.
Crazy.
No doubt. Hey, it's been a big bog project.
You know what? It matters.
It's been a big bog project.
It matters all around, but nowhere more in particular than at Alta, because uptime, it matters. We're getting to the end of the trade deadline. Tick-tock, uptime, that's where it's at. Now, Alta Equipment, they got everything you need to get the job done. You got a bog project coming up, or you got some stuff outside because the weather is about to change, give Alta Rent a call because they have you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation for $120 if you get thirsty. They got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
Off and running, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Rackstaw here with you. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Get involved there. Subscribe and jump in there. Keaton Serbaugh says, D-Mac, question for you. Do you believe we should wait to the offseason to sign a big name? And D-Mac, I'll lay the groundwork, and then you kind of come in and clean up the mess. I keep hearing people say that. That's a question I get a lot when I talk with people about the Red Wings. And my question is, sign what big name?
Yeah.
Patrick Kane?
Can I get
Jonathan Toews?
Get the list of big names?
Sure. Patrick, by salary right now. Patrick Kane?
No.
Jonathan Toews?
No.
Ryan O'Reilly?
No. No.
All 32 years old of him. Tarasenko with the Rangers. He's 31. Klingberg. Pacioretty. David Pastrnak.
There's Pasternak's in, how old is he?
27.
Yeah, that's your golden goose so far. I would say right there. You know, Tarasenko's interesting, right? He just got traded to the Rangers. How he does there, I always like that kid. He plays with some jam. It's just to see if he's got some left in the tank. But right there at 20, Pasta, that's a 50-goal guy. Like that's money. And you know, how do you get there? If you believe that you have in your system or around that number one C, but I mean that could change things too, because that's goals, right? Neal, that's goals. I don't care who's getting him the puck. That's goals. So he would be the number one that I would see, but I don't see him leaving Boston. But again, Boston's money might be a little bit different.
Yeah, and he's the guy, right? Like if you're looking at the class, that's
what?
the guy.
And it'd be nicer if this was coming off a playoff or knowing that that's the guy. That's your Brendan Shanahan. That's your guy that puts you over the edge, right? Like us in '96, right? You know what I'm saying? But again, you could invest in him. He's the real deal. He's a blue chip stock, consistent. Good guy, dresses phenomenal, you know. So that would be at the top of my list right there. But again, it's at the top of everybody's list.
Yeah, and
I don't think right now is the time. right? You have to go through because Neal, the creme de la creme, isn't that in a couple years? In 2 off seasons, that's when a lot of the big guys, a lot of the 1Cs come up.
Now, let me. I can take a look at it. I know people like to do this, so I like to give the people what they want from time to time. Austin Matthews is next year, not this.
No, not this year.
Yeah, the year
the
after.
next year. Like that's
2024. That's Austin Matthews. That's the boy. Henzi Kopitar still getting $10 million from the Kings.
Jesus.
But again,
good for him.
Yeah, but he's brought you a couple cups.
Yeah. No, he was worth it.
No,
100% he was worth it.
It's just you're paying on the back end.
Right. Steven Stamkos will be a free agent at that time, too. Aho from Carolina. He'll be a free agent
Sebastian
at 27.
Aho. That could be a one that he's got 1C potential, uber talented.
Yeah. So, there are some guys out there, no doubt. It's funny with NHL free agents. They're all like 26 or 32.
Right, so it's the cyclical
Yeah.
nature of the contracts and stuff like that to figure it out. But again, there's that long question that goes to it. So a lot of those guys, Neal, maybe the older guys in their 30s are like 2-year deals, whereas Pasternak, you're probably going to give him a 5-year deal. Stuff like this. But I've told people before to let you a little behind the curtain of like in Steve Eisenman's office or how it used to be in Ken Holland's office, there's a board of all the guys that you have in your organization on which team, lineups and stuff like this. Then there's another one that has all the different free agents and contracts and stuff like this. So think about this, Neal. It's like when you go in, and why is that? Because when you're sitting at your desk every day and you're looking, you have something to look at. So how many days in a row has he looked at names and whatever like that, and he knows exactly what's going on. So it depends on the what the ingredients to the pie he wants to bake.
Yeah, and again, I think it's an organizational push. It's not a playoffs push for this year. Nothing changes for Steve
But we're not in a
Eisenman.
position for a play. We're in an organizational push right now. Isn't that? We're at the end of it, going into next year. Where then now it's like, and this summer, right? Obviously, continuation. The big thing that is exciting too, as they're figuring it out and getting the structure down, you still. You look into the minors and you look into Sweden and you look into what you have coming down the road. You look at the OHL, you look down the road to Amadeus Lombardi and Flint, who's lighting it up. And you have prospects that are going to be punching on the door, right? Pushing on the door. And what have we seen with the Detroit Red Wings organization in the last 3 years? Young guys get the opportunity and come through and actually are good. So why would that change? The big up in the air, whatever, as you got to let him go is what is this Kasper kid? Marco Kasper, that's in the Swedish elite, right? Like, is he?
That was going to be my question.
Because I had a different perspective on it, more or less, but that might be your 1C, right? I don't know if you can't, but that would make more sense if you expect him to play 1C minutes as a younger guy. You can go out and sign a gunner like Pasternak, right? So you're signing your winger as your proverbial 1C for the money. So the thing is all these things are up in the air, Neal, and it could and it would, but the fact that we're talking about it, brilliant. So we'll talk about it more. Tune in to 1 o'clock on Saturdays to Chop and Puck with myself and Mike Gentry. That's where you're going to get a lot of just with these hockey talks. But we're in a good spot, Neal. I like our spot.
You like your spot.
I like our spot. I admit it. I love my spot. Right
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Ryan says, Neal doesn't know what you mean, D-Mac. I missed that. What was he talking about?
He hates you.
Yeah.
He does not like you.
Okay. That's fine. He still watches, right?
Facts.
Okay.
Factual.
That's cool. Mike G, rule breaker. Are you still betting on Funky Cold Zadina? No.
See, perfect. Because the fact that he's going to get all the opportunity. There's your guy that you're hoping does something to have the value, but he's going to get an opportunity, right? Are we surprised Verona hasn't made it in the lineup yet? Are you surprised at that?
Mildly, but the offense has been humming though.
Okay.
But, so it doesn't stun
why,
me.
and the power play's been humming.
The power play's been clicking,
and you don't mix it up on a winning streak. So I would expect him, if you're going to see him, probably the revenge tour in Washington. Anthony Mantha versus Jacob Verana. Except I think Mantha might be hurt.
By the way, too, just remember. For people like Brandon that talk about the way that the Red Wings are building it, just remember too, Justin Applicator and Franz Nielsen are $1.6 million of your cap this year. That's still a thing.
Sorry. Did Steve Yzerman sign those guys?
No, he did not.
Okay,
nor would he.
If we're going to give Brad Holmes the same love as far as getting the books right, do we not have to Steve Yzerman? He's cleaning up Uncle Ken's mess.
In the cap era, yes, he is. But you see, to be fair about it, though, Mike, like the Zadina thing is now it's different, right? At $1.8 million per, I'm much more comfortable. It's a roll of the dice, and you still got $7.5 million in cap space this year. They got tons of cap space forever. I'm comfortable with that, and I think if Stevie Y and I were having a glass of wine or something like that and lording high above. He would say, this is me. Obviously, I'm not talking for Steve Yzerman. This is my interpretation of what it would be like. He would say, there's some things we like about him, so I stepped up to the crap table and rolled the dice a little bit. You crap out, there's no risk.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Here's the whole thing. You know what goes a long way in that locker room? You heard about it. Is that his work to get back early and the dedication to put it in. And you got to remember. This is a first rounder. This is a guy that they chose, so they're going to give every opportunity
for
him to succeed. But his attitude is what is giving him this opportunity, and he's got him that money. So you hope that something breaks through on a more consistent level. But again, he's going to get that benefit of the doubt and that opportunity until he's out of the lineup Tuesday for Verona. So there you go.
Mike G says, I don't know if he's not doing the Braylon Edwards with that, but he's saying, Abdelkader, $1 million per assist at one point in that life cycle. I want that job. Just right. Guys, again, going back to
Chad Henney's job's still better.
Yes.
Backup quarterback from home.
Remember these things. We know how bad it was, right? Because I gave you the stat. The city hasn't won a playoff series in a decade. Remember, these things are part of this, too. Trey Flowers and Jamie Collins, $18 million of your cap last year for the Lions. Justin Advocator and Franz Nielsen, $1.6 million of your cap this year for the Red Wings. These are factual. All these things are true. So that's what it is, you guys. You have to overcome this. You do.
I'm Sarah McLaughlin. I'm Sarah McLaughlin.
Get out of cap financial hell. You can put bread in the mouth of Justin Applecator. You can make sure Franz Nielsen has a warm pillow to sleep with at night if you're Canard.
What kind of person would you be if you turned your back on Franz Nielsen and Justin Applicator in their time of need?
In their time of need. In the arms of
Be a bigger person. I know they turned your back. I know they turned their back on you when you wanted goals and assists. But now's the time to be the better person. Got a Jared Goff thing for you when we come back after I tell you about the Sports Marketing Agency. The Sports Marketing Agency, they help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast is called This is the S Word. It helps fight the stigma associated with seeking help. If you're struggling or someone you know is struggling, go to thesportsma.com. Thesportsma.com. The Sports Marketing Agency, they're here to help.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer, Rockstar here with you. Tigers. Ooh. Tigers start spring training, first game Saturday against Philadelphia. It's on TV, D-Mac. I will say this.
I'm a tune-in.
And I will too.
Who are they playing?
100%. The Phillies.
You're tuning in, why?
I will tune in much in the same way I watch the first preseason NFL game. I will watch for a half an inning. I'll say, you know what, it's going to be okay.
Oh, you
Summer's
just like
coming.
to see, it's the season, we're underway.
Yeah, summer's coming. It's going to be warm eventually, and baseball will be back. And then I'll be like, wow, they stink, and then I'll turn it off.
Biggie in the best shape of his life.
They're not even playing around this year. They're like, look.
Yeah.
Look, it's the last year.
It's the last year. Let it ride. People did say Jonathan Scope lost a lot of weight, though. So
yeah.
Hopefully,
his batting average lost a lot of points last year, too.
Hopefully he can bounce back.
I bet his batting average lost more points than he lost pounds.
He comes into Lady Jane's.
Does he?
Lady Jane's, yeah. I saw him before.
Well, that's good. I'm glad for the brand.
The girl that drove me she was a smoke.
Good for him.
Welcome to the MLB, Spenny.
Yeah, they were like, I forget, it was, I think, Owen. It's when we had Owen in the booth and Mike Gentry, and they're like, you guys should go get him on and ask him if he wants to come in. I'm like, well, first, I'm not sure if he speaks a lot of English.
You're like, first, that's unprofessional.
Yeah, well, it's unprofessional. Third of all, what am I going to ask him? Why do you have the worst war in Major League Baseball? Like, not a great time to ask for.
But what you should have done is set one of those to get the contact or give him Rogelio's contact so that Woodward Tigers. But it's okay. We're learning.
It's true.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. One funky Lions fan says if 1.6 million is enough to screw the cap, then maybe the league should just fold. Well, it's not that it'll screw the cap, or it's not that it's like a huge percentage. One funky Lions fan. It is Adina's number though for the year. Just to give you a context.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, when you get down to it, those little contracts absolutely put the whole piece. It's like the glue to the puzzle, right? The fact that you can have that, because now you're looking at guys that are value, and they're always going to be guys, because you need the guys that you can get for value so that you can pay the guys that you want to stay when the market supersedes, right? Because you're going to have to overpay for something. Like everything doesn't even out. You don't. You do this and you get this. No, some guys getting more of the bag than he deserves. Some guys getting less of the bag. But at the end of the day, that's why it comes down to.
And to put it this way, too, one funky Lions fan: if you're a good team in the NHL, you need a $2 million a year guy to be performing.
Well,
you do. You have to.
So how about this? You look at the value of what Stevie just did in re-signing Olibada to 2 years at $3 million. Right? A guy who's going to get 2, 3, 4 goals a year, maybe 20 points, 30, but his effectiveness on making guys like Hronek better around him and what he means in the locker room and being that glue, that's irreplaceable. $3 million.
Yeah.
Thank God because he's actually worth more than that.
Did you guys see this, by the way? Jared Goff's getting some love out there in the quarterback world. I know Spenny doesn't like this, but that's fine. He's a man about it. And look, you can say what you want about Colin Cowherd, but it was name-worthy and noteworthy because of who was on that list. He came out with his top 10 quarterbacks heading into next season. And Jared Goff's on the graphic, right? That's a fair way to put it. He's on the graphic. He's like Lions wildcard hopes throughout the year. Jared Goff came in at number 10 in his top 10. I would say that Jared Goff is... You guys want some craziness? I would say that Jared Goff's better than Aaron Rodgers right now.
No, I don't think that's crazy.
I would say he's better than Matt Stafford, who checks in at number 7 on that list today.
Yeah, he's hurt.
I think Stafford's cooked.
I mean, there's a lot of uncertainties with Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford, and you can definitely say last season that Jared Goff was better than both of them, and in my opinion, the second best quarterback in the NFC. I mean, Matthew Stafford, he's hurt. Allen Robinson was a dud. This roster is obviously the Bills coming due. I mean, if Cooper Kupp can come back healthy and Matthew Stafford can come back healthy, maybe they can rekindle some of that magic. And with Aaron Rodgers, you don't know if he's going to be on the Packers. They don't seem to want him. You don't know where he's going to be. So he could actually be higher than 10 on this list. And that's the crazy thing. He's number 10 on this list, and he might even be being shortchanged. Who would have thought that at the beginning of the year?
No, and here's where it is, too, with the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Chief says, stats-wise, I don't know about skill, Neal, LOL. Yeah, you getting in bed with Aaron Rodgers for a $59 million cap hit this year? Or you taking Jared Goff at 30, 31, whatever it is? That's a no. I don't care who you are, and I don't care what you think about Goff or Aaron Rodgers. There is not one GM, not one sane person in the world that would say, no, I'll take Rodgers at that number over Goff at that. That's not even a debate.
Sexual.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Mike G. Goff greater than Stafford and Rodgers. Sexual. If you guys missed Friday's show, I let the lions out of the cage a little bit, Spenny. How did we get on that? Somebody asked me about that too. How did that even start? I don't remember.
Joey 2 times said something about sack avoidance.
Oh, that's right.
I started laughing at the term sack avoidance.
That's right, and that's how that got birthed. So that was a lot of fun.
It was birthed.
Where you at with that, D-Mac? The Jared Goff, getting that
run.
How
about the fact that any time that he reaches a graphic or whatever, but like look at value to contract of everybody that's up on that board or whatever. You're never going to expect him to be a top 5 quarterback, but I think reality is that he is, 8 to 12, right? Or argue you want to argue that they're better because, like Sam says, questions up in the air of a few guys up there. You could say questions up in the air about Lamar Jackson, right? So I just think that the fact that he just has to be, as long as he's, like, if he's viewed that way, it doesn't matter, but it goes to show you that he's getting some respect, and that's what's building. So, yeah, I think it's well-earned. And to Sam's point, look at his stats. He was better than those guys this year, right? If you're going strictly stats-wise, so now it's about being consistent.
Yeah. People pleaser, put aside the cap and tell me who the best QB is, Neal. Well, see, the thing is, like, the cap's how the league is structured and governed. So it plays. I would argue that's just as important as anything else. As any other stat or metric you want to give me, the salary attached to them affects your ability to build the rest of your football team. And yes, right now, I would take Jared Goff over Aaron Rodgers. Right now, I would take Jared Goff over Matt Stafford. Yes, hard stop. The contract stuff's a bonus. And yes, the contract stuff adds to it for me in my value of Jared Goff. I don't know what more you people want. For real, what more do you people want from Jared Goff? For real. You want blood? You want a urine sample? Like, what do you want from him? All he can do is what he can do. This is an amazing... This never ceases to blow my mind with the Jared Goff discussion. He did it. It's in front of you. The resume's in front of you. You saw it.
And everybody's like, "Oh, what have you done for me lately?" Like he's always they're living in the past. They live in the past. The past inadequacies. They don't see this Jared Goff isn't the last one. It's the same thing last year. It's like I'm going, wait, are we talking about things that happened 5 years ago? Because I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. 5 years from the first time I won a cup or whatever like that. I learned every time that I went. I think the big thing is the leadership, and you know what I'm really impressed about is that California calm. It's like not cool, but it's what you see more Jared Goff. That's just the way he is, and that's sort of what you need with all the rest of what they're building around there. And I think that obviously, how can you not be excited and expect more of the same with Ben Johnson coming back, a lot of the same offense coming back, and to get better. So I think that he deserves to be there, especially after the season that he had. And who's out of the top 10 that you would put in? Because you're arguing that there's a couple guys up there, which I can agree with the argument that he's better than. So right now you got a top 10 quarterback at the money that you have him at. You got a top 10 quarterback, or any of the rest of those quarterbacks, right? Can you get away from their contract? Without, like Lamar, but you have to get rid of him. But what I'm saying is there's no hindrance, right? You don't have any backlash to your team at your quarterback. So my question is he the best deal up there? right, being around there, because the more I look at it, Neal, the more I'm glad he's my quarterback.
Right.
Like, I think, like, Spenny, does this tell you something or give you more confidence? Because that's the way, and I know it's Colin Cowherd, but I mean, I think this is more the norm. Everybody looks at Jared Goff.
Spenny's consistent, though.
He is. That's why I can ask him this question and go, does this not show a little bit more that maybe he's better than I thought he was? Or
I mean, he's still.
He's got inaccuracies and he can't throw this or do that, but the things he does real well is what this team needs him to do well.
He's got to show it to me when it matters most, when all the stakes are on the table in the playoffs, going for a Super Bowl, that he can do it. Like I said, I've seen him win games before. We've seen him win divisions before. We've seen him win playoff games before. So that's all not out of the realm of possibility. But again, I don't think he's the guy that can get you over the hump. That's what I've been at.
WoodwardSports.com chat there, a people pleaser says that's mediocre. Goff is a mediocre starting quarterback. Will only ever get you as far as Kirk Cousins gets the Vikings. That's not enough. Was Jared Goff mediocre last year, Spenny?
No, Jared Goff had a fantastic year last year.
See, you can bring it up. Mm-hmm. You can talk. See, it's not like you're Sam Flannel sitting over there saying Scott Frost wasn't mediocre last year. Like you're saying it, you're living it, you're being about it. And Goff was not a mediocre starting quarterback last year.
No.
You cannot say that. And he's had great years in the league.
He was arguably the second best quarterback in the NFC.
Yes. You can certainly make a case. I would side with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what people want. And then I would say to you then, and people pleasing the people in the chat, then what's your plan? What's your plan? Because this team's ready to roll, right? They're the betting favorite to win the division. So what's your plan next year? If he's not good enough, what's your plan?
They have the fourth best odds to win the NFC.
What's your plan then? Who are you getting better? Because you ain't getting any of those guys. Jalen Hurts getting ready to sign his deal. You ain't getting him. Cross that one off the list. You ain't getting Mahomes. Cross that one off the list.
He's under contract too.
Right. So I don't get it. I do want to continue the discuss, though. I do. I want to continue this discussion for a minute. But hey, I went and got a haircut.
So did I.
You got a haircut.
I got it before you. Same
you did.
Chair. You're looking good.
Thank you.
I know. High and tight for the weekend. If you want to get a haircut just like Neal or I, come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home. Up to $200,000. I said it, $200K. What do? You walk into Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week. You register. Walk at any time. It's wicked awesome.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
On and pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. Again, and it always comes back to this, right? And it always will. And I just don't get the question marks. Colin Cowherd came out and said Jared Goff's one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. I would argue he was even higher than a couple of people on the list. I would argue he's higher than Aaron Rodgers right here, right now. I would argue that he's higher than Matthew Stafford right here, right now, especially when you put the reality of the situation in, which is your cap number. That's real in the NFL. That's your arsenal. Those are your weapons to get players. That's how it works. So, yes, it impacts it. And then I get on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, I get Ryan, who says, trade Goff for Aaron Rodgers. Okay, cool, Ryan. How are we going to get that number to line up then? What $30 million are you taking off the Lions' books right now? Who are you cutting? Who are you cutting? Get in reality. People like Ryan out there, get in reality. Understand how things work. I don't know what they want, D-Mac. I don't know what trade Goff for Aaron Rodgers.
Well, why? I mean, that's not even realistic, right? Like, you look at the money and you look at what you have to weaponize. We have this arguments all the time, right? Of who do you trust going into it? But where Goff is at with his money and stuff like this, and sitting there, he makes the rest of your salary cap, right, weaponizable for other players around him. What is about Jared Goff ain't the world beater, the end-all, be-all, and to that point, why are you going to do that to Aaron Rodgers? Because you don't think he's got anything left. So why are you going to pay a guy more when you think he's worse?
Not more. In 2 years, you'll pay him double.
But it's irrelevant because we're thinking about the rest of the team. Can we not all agree it's what you put around this guy also that makes him good, and then you need to add to the defense to win? So, like, I mean, it's like ridiculous argument right now for where this team is. If we're seriously in a contention to win the North next year, that a lot of us think that we can do, there's way bigger fishes to fry, and you've already taken care of your quarterback position. I want to know, like, here's the thing that I would ask, like, the national pundit or whatever like this, is which team's quarterback contract is under the best deal? I got to think, like, Jared Goff for what you get in return to what his contract is to what he means that you have to pay him down the road or guaranteed, which is nothing. Right? That's to that fact that it's got to be one of the top 5 quarterback-friendly team contracts. That's what you need right now to get to the next level to add other things. Is it not, Neal? Am I reading this wrong or understanding this wrong? Because I don't think people understand the fact that you don't have anything residual, right? What you see is what you get. Here you go for doing that. Not like Rodgers has got. We got to decide if he's did he come out of the darkness yet?
I don't know. Do we have an Aaron Rodgers darkness update?
Anyways, irrelevant. Yeah. He's got a 99. He's like retired 99, 50. Like, there's millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars on the back end repercussions. A lot of these guys, right? Even Patrick Mahomes, who has a friendly deal, he's got to be willing to go along with it, right? Like, sure. So what I'm saying is that all these involve conversations between the player and the agent and the team. This one, Brad Holmes has already said, you're good. I don't have to worry about you, even if you're a prima donna and worrying or whatever. We took care of that, right? Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're right. You're absolutely correct.
Which makes so forget about your quarterback. Go look at who are the free agents that you can sign to make that huge impact, right? Like, why would you waste? Like, that's how ridiculous it is. That $15 million that you would. And whatever else you would get rid of, I mean, isn't there like somebody on defense or that you could, or even somebody on offense that could help this team? It's just ridiculous.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Zach Conley. Neal, calm down. They're Lions fans. They don't understand being in a good situation. It's new to them. It's not Lions their fault. No, Zach, I get that. I do. I understand that. We're all new to this, right? It's just the path has been proven that good teams are good, and we've seen this for a very, very long time now. The good teams that are good through the draft. Look up and down the rosters, man. Where did most of them come from? They get drafted. That's the way that it works. We do got to touch on that, I think. We got to take a look at the second round. Just we dipped our toe in the water of the draft. I think we need to dip our toe in the water the second round of the draft.
Yeah,
I think we'll do that next segment.
For sure.
Just dip our toe in it. Nothing conclusive. Just let's see where we're at. Let's see what's available. Let's see how things are lining up.
Sounds good to me.
We'll do that in a couple minutes though. Just want to look at what else is going on. This one was pretty good. Shoot, I just lost it. The people do like the Lions fans drop. That one is a classic. To me.
Right, and I want to see the one when she gets her flowers. Can we not all agree? Should Sheila get her flowers? Are we ready to give Sheila her flowers? Right? And it's still a great drop, though. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. That's one of the big differences, too, isn't it, Neal? Like, she deserves them, doesn't she?
Right.
No, she doesn't?
No, she does.
Okay.
No.
I'm just wondering. It's like, we could all agree, so... I can't wait to hear that drop too.
Scabs, Neal can't emotionally handle the fact that we're pointing out that Goff isn't as good of a player as his value is to the team. He's worth way more to us than his raw value as a player. I'm trying to digest that one. Because Scabs, I think it's the other side. I think you guys can't emotionally handle the fact that he's an incredible value and a top 3 contract as far as quarterbacks are concerned in the NFL. When you parlay the fact of cost to market, cost to performance, escapability of the contract, how there's none. Ask the Packers about that right now because they're trying to figure out what they're doing. Dollar for dollar, ask any business owner if they surveyed that scene who they would take. Any business owner in any facet of business, the production versus the cost is there. And if you can't understand that, or more importantly, won't understand that, then I can't help you. Common sense can't help you, because that's what it is, D-Mac. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that gets people upset. It's just that's where it is. Now, can variables change? Certainly they can. Could he regress? Certainly he could. But with all the Ben Johnson hoopla, with all the Ben Johnson hoopla, stands to reason it wouldn't, right? It will only improve, right? Because everyone loves Ben Johnson.
Look what's around. It's just that. It's who's around him. The guys that are around him, right? As Jamal Williams re-signed yet, but you look at, you got a full year with Jameis Winston, you know what I mean? Like the guys that are around him, it's a unit. It's building it together. They're only going to get better. Yes, there could be regression, but I don't see it coming. I see them building and building and building on what they have now. Health's a big issue. What you're going to do with DeAndre Swift, that's sort of something. But at the end of the day, Neal, guys, if you trust in Brad Holmes, then just sit back and relax. That's what it comes down to. Because he's proven he's got to make the right decision. Now, I will give it to everybody that goes A+ for drafting, C for free agent. He's got to prove himself with the free agents, but let's give him the opportunity. And you know what? The way he set up his quarterback contract,
I don't think that's fair either, D-Mac. The people that are doing that, because again, and no one's ever talked about this in this town. We're the only show in this town that's talked about the fact that his biggest free agent signing last year was Jamie Collins and Trey Flowers. That's factual.
What I'm trying to, okay, let me rephrase this. What I'm trying to say is when he goes out and doesn't re-sign the guys that have been here like he's had to do, because what he's doing is to save the money, and goes out and gets that free agent. The biggest thing for Brad Holmes, right, and this is where I'm talking about the free agent, can the Detroit Lions and Brad Holmes go out and get a guy that would never come here, that's going to be productive, that you go, holy shit, that guy would never come here before. That's when it's changed. That's why
when you can do that? When you're not paying Trey Flowers and Jamie Collins $19 million.
I get it. And if this is about the quarterback, and when you've got the contracts and everything in place and guys are buying in. But what I'm saying still, Neal, there has to be, I want to go to Detroit and play. Are we missing that out? That's the free agent buffer. Other than just to go get your paycheck like back in the day. I'm not talking about those guys at the end of the contract. I'm talking about the Levante Davids, excuse me,
choking me up.
Fired up. But right, that free agent. Don't you think that when you see that free agent signed, you're going, wow, bing, isn't that coming? Aren't we waiting for that, or no? It's just going to be business as usual.
If that opportunity presents itself.
Right, when it does. I'm not saying that. Yeah. I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying.
Okay, let's try it again.
Brad Holmes had no choice but to come in here and make the books proper.
Mm-hmm.
With the quarterback, all this. So he resigned guys that had been here before, right? He hasn't, to his defense, been swimming in those waters, out fishing in those seas yet. Do you think he was out there trying to get this prime free agent I'm talking about yet?
No, because he didn't have the fishing pole in the tackle box.
But when he does and goes out there to the dance, to the fish, and goes to put his rod in the water, so to speak. Right? Factual. He's coming back with not a friggin' perch. He's coming back with a goddamn muskie or a
bluefin tuna.
Bluefin tuna.
Yeah.
Right? Because he hasn't been there yet. Because he's waited. Because what makes him the best GM is because he hasn't gotten in front of himself. I'm just waiting for that free agent that everybody tells me he can't get, that he gets. Because all his free agent signings have been mostly retreads.
Right. But
that's why I give him a C.
Do you think there's an angle of his big free agent he got was the Aiden Hutchinson and the James Houston and the Kirby Joseph, the big play guys that you want to see big plays from?
I don't put them, but I don't categorize my draft choices with my free agents.
Right, but maybe he doesn't feel that dude is out there right now, to whereas he looks at his draft board
I'm saying the dude hasn't been out there.
Right.
He hasn't gone into the game yet. He hasn't put his chips on the table. He's been waiting out. He's ready to play, but he hasn't even been dealt in yet.
Right? Yeah, he hasn't bought in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's still
not
at the
bought
cashier
in.
window.
He's sitting out there. He hasn't. He's letting everybody else do it because he's not in that position. That's all I'm saying.
Austin the Truth says they aren't free agents. Stop it, Neal. No, that's my point of it all, is that he feels as though there's not anything out there that's going to be overpriced that he can't go get on his own for rookie cost. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like there is a franchise push, a lot like we talked about with the Red Wings that we're talking about with the Lions right now. There's a franchise push that's going on, not a playoff push, not a free agency push. And I get it. We've discussed this. Like, I know that's what everybody wants to see because we're more about the transaction than the action. That's the way we've been conditioned.
That's the truth.
Like, it's almost like...
Wait till even for everybody who doesn't like hockey, but even NHL trade deadline, you see some of the names go. And they'll start going, like, what, we got 2 weeks left? The 3rd?
Oh, yeah.
So, maybe that's what it is, Neal. Because there's a lot of comparisons between what Brad Holmes and the Lions are doing and what Steve Yzerman and the Wings are doing.
Yeah, so that's where I think it is. And with Brad Holmes, there is an angle of franchise building.
To last thing, Brad Holmes did DJ Chark $10 million, right? But that's $10 million in a market that Kenny Golladay gets 20 something.
Right.
So what I'm saying is that that's still market value. But he hasn't made the splash. That could be his biggest splash. He hasn't. He hasn't even bought in yet. Doesn't know if he wants to. He's looking to play the big game. The big game.
The big game. Spemo, you want to run this Planet Fitness now? Yeah, let's do it that way. I'll tell them about Planet Fitness. Was just there an hour and a half ago, as a matter of fact. Planet Fitness, the official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports, home of the judgment-free zone. You can work out for just $10 a month. If you're a baller, you will get upgraded to the Black Card as well. You basically own Planet Fitness. You can go to any one of the 2,000 plus around the world. You can bring a guest whenever you want to as well. You can use all the amenities, the tanning, the hydro massage, all of it. You can join today in club. You'll pass a couple on the way home. Or you can go online to planetfitness.com. Love it. Been working out there about going on 3 years now. It's the only choice. I can't imagine myself being at another place than Planet Fitness. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Well, your fitness is essential.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Off and pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel. Spencer Raxter. Happy to have all of you. WoodwardSports.com. Chat thread, jump in there also. And, we've just been chopping it up a little bit. I get a little heated when Goff gets the slander of folks that are trying to, trying to say, hey, they need to go get a quarterback or stuff like that. He's a great value to market. I will continue to say that. I will not stop saying that until that changes. But last year, it 100% was true. And everyone, and it's funny, too, like everyone has their index cards. They're like, well, look at the Dallas game and look at the New England game. People are going to sit here and act like Josh Allen wasn't a turnover factory last year at times.
Well, even Patrick Mahomes had a couple bad games.
Yeah, he got cooked in Cincinnati.
And weren't they on the road?
Absolutely. It's the way that works, D-Mac. D-Mac, you tell me you play professional sports. You guys didn't win 95% of your games on the road?
No, doesn't work quite that way. But you got to be a great road team to be successful. I believe, anyways. No, it's one of those things. But I learned. But there still is Goff slander allowed on here. It's not like a non-negotiable. Just to let everybody know, right, Neal?
No, it's not.
You'll
like
just defend it.
It's not like Miguel.
Joe Dumars, Steve Eiserman.
It's not like Miguel Cabrera, where there will be no Miguel Cabrera slander. I will not tolerate that.
Hey, it's just a quick thought. You know what I mean? Because this is Miggy's last year. Aren't you sort of hoping, isn't the highlight going to be how everybody honors him or the party or how much fun he has in his last year going out and nothing to do with baseball?
Oh, absolutely.
Won't that bring you down? Like, I was trying to think of that, like, try to incorporate as much Miguel Cabrera, but it's like looking at him have fun. Yes, I've seen him maybe in better shape going to training camp, but again, isn't this like a celebration? So maybe the fact that this team is so bad and whatever, we can appreciate the fact of having the greatest, arguably one of the greatest hitters in the history of this game play here. Maybe it gives, like, I'm just thinking the buffer, Neal, is maybe we'll appreciate it more as fans.
I think so.
Like the whole, and he will appreciate it.
Yeah.
The more fun he has, the more fun we'll have, and, that's all.
I think you should appreciate it because he's the one guy in this organization right now, this entire organization, he's the one guy that delivered. The only one. Look at the Tigers organization from top to bottom. Everybody that's there. Who delivered more than Miguel Cabrera?
No, nobody delivered more, but I mean, that's going to be tough. But I was just going by, like, who else delivered up to snuff?
Nobody.
Right.
It's Miggy. There will be no Miggy slander. Sandy says, just be kind to Miggy. Absolutely. There will be no slander as the season goes on. And remember, too, like, he was their best hitter the first half of the year.
Mm-hmm.
By far their best hitter. I know he got in the All-Star game on, like, that little caveat or whatever, but you had to take one, and he was the best hitter for the Tigers. So
no, I look over, like, brings back a lot of great Miguel Cabrera memories. He's been here a long time.
Yeah.
Right, that's one thing. We're in 2023. He's been here since what, Neal? Like 2008. When was his first
2008,
year?
2009, something like that, 7. Yeah, but that's where it is. So we will not be dealing with any of that slander as the year goes on. I know we talked about the NBA All-Star game, and Spenmo, you threw this on the sheet, and it got me nostalgic. And I know I tapped out of the All-Star game after 3 minutes, like a lot of people did, because I just, if it ain't good enough for Mike Malone, who's the coach in the game, it ain't good enough for me. So that was what it was. Spenmo, we got that photo.
Oh yeah, I can grab it first.
Because I want to see it again. Because we're talking about great memories and things like that. Remember when all 4 Pistons were on the floor in the All-Star game?
And they locked down the list.
And they, like, defended their ass off in the All-Star game and stuff like that. It was great, man. It was great.
It was. Anytime you get representatives from the city in any All-Star game, but that especially in the going to work boys, right? And to me, that goes to what we were talking about before about everybody being buddy or whatever. But they had something to prove, and you got to love those unis too. And just think of that. That's such a huge flex. That picture always sort of reminds me of, you put it side to side with the Fab 65 photo, right?
Yeah.
With all them in their socks and their uniforms and stuff. But yeah, definitely look at those four. Awesome.
Do kids still do that? Because you know what I remember from that? What that makes me think about was kind of the end of that era. When I was a kid, Demon, you and I are close in age. And I would imagine this was probably the case for you. And I'm curious to get with Spenny and see if it was ever this with him. The All-Star games were big because I wanted to see my guy play. And that what we just saw there, I knew all four of them were going to be in the game at some point. I couldn't miss that.
But the fact that they did it together too, you were like, oh my God. And then the fact they went out and they played Detroit basketball.
I was not going to miss that.
No.
You know, like that was can't miss television. When you were a kid, do you remember watching the baseball All-Star game, just waiting for the Tigers to get in the game?
Yeah, it was brought up earlier, but what I loved about the old baseball is everybody would be in their own jerseys, even on the like the Darks and the Holmes or whatever. So you, even if you didn't know a guy, you'd be like, oh, who's that? What's that team when you're younger and stuff like this. Even to the point, yeah, absolutely. You want to cheer on your hometown guys, and you know what, Neal? To that point, I haven't tuned in. I mean, I'll tune in if it's on, Dylan Larkin, just to see how's he doing, or in a skills competition. But it's not must-see TV like it used to be.
Right.
It used to be dialed in to see your guy out there, wherever it was, representing. Introductions. Remember the introductions? Those are the best part.
No, they were. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. QT has a great point. We'll get rid of the All-Star games when they start costing money instead of making money, and that's a great point.
It's all the bag.
It is all about the bag. Spenny, what about you, man? You're a younger dude.
Mm-hmm.
When you were a kid, did you watch the All-Star games to see your Tigers get in there, or see your Pistons, or whoever?
Oh, for sure.
That still happened?
Yeah, it's I loved watching the guys get in there. Obviously, having my fans. Oh yeah, Red Wings are on the
Made the graphic.
Red Wings are on the graphic. But yeah, it definitely makes it more interesting, and you pay attention to it more when you got your own guys in there.
I'm glad to see that tradition lived on. And then Mike G says that was the last All-Star game that I watched start to finish, and I was locked in. And again, looking back at it, that was kind of the death of that for me. It just didn't matter. Now I don't want my guys in the All-Star game.
Well, that's almost what it is, right? Because the guy's going to go out or get hurt, or they're going to play, so they don't want to get hurt. So now it's turned into more of a joke. And I think about that, Neal. Give my guy the honor, but let him have the vacation.
Yeah. Nick Hedigan says the All-Star game is for kids. You know what? Maybe it is. Because, again, I'm at that point with them where I don't want my guys to play. I was happy when Jalen Durham pulled out of the Rising Stars game. Mm-hmm. I was happy about that. Because he's kind of physically, he's kind of getting dinged up a little bit right now. I just want him to have the week off, dude. I don't want him to play.
Yeah, God, he's young, and it's his first playing men and traveling and being a pro and stuff like this. Yeah, you gotta, and you don't yourself. Maybe that's good, like whatever, like there's self-awareness and stuff like this, but the organization also getting in front of it, because when you're young, you'll push it hard. We were talking about that earlier, as far as, being able to burn the candle at both ends when you're younger and not even know it. But as an athlete, too, I mean, you don't know that there's a gas tank. You think you can go. So I think this is a benefit for them moving forward. And like you said, because of the first year and because it doesn't mean shit. At the end of the day, it doesn't mean shit.
That is true. But hey, when you say go, when you're talking about lunch, there's one place you need to go.
Only one place you can go, and that is obviously Cousins Maine Lobster, because Cousins Maine Lobster is up for the best food truck in Detroit of the year. Make sure you go vote for them at freep.com, Best of Detroit, and follow them on facebook.com/CML Detroit for your chance to win a $300 Visa gift card if they win. So make sure you go try Cousins Maine Lobster today. Scan that QR code right there and figure out where they are rolling around the city. It's Cousins Maine Lobster, and they'll hook it up.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community shows. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Jump and Puck. Saturdays, 1 p.m. on woodwardsports.com.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe Garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I've lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
What's up? Let me tell you about Guardian Alarm, the customized solutions from real experts, professional technicians. Take the time to recommend security and automated solutions specific to your needs. But I need you to call them today. The number 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring. Call them anytime, day or night. Know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone with you as long as it's needed. But I need you to call the number now, 1-800.
Stay out.
Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that has been proven to work and people who have been proven to care, whether it's business, personal, whatever it is, like Sam Flannel. How many straight days of flannel protection has Guardian Alarm provided you?
216.
216 straight days. Is that a prime number? Might be. 216 days of flannel protection. If you want that's whatever you have, please call Guardian Alarm today. 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out of the paint, Matty Sissoko.
Stay out of the NHL playoff race, Buffalo Sabres.
You suck anyway.
Florida Panthers.
Whatever you care about. Guardian Alarm there for you. Guardian Alarm, look, security experts. Help, Big D Energy. We sent you.
Penguins, Capitals.
All of them.
All of them. The heck at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Rockstar here in the building.
Be a rock star.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, the Ski Mask Boy. I went to Big Boy this morning. Okay. Sandy says, I'm going to as many Tiger games as I can this season. And look, you're going to hear me be critical of the Tigers this year, but in no way, shape, or form am I one of those people that says, hey, don't go to the games, show ownership that you don't care. If you like going down to the ballpark, go down. I'll go.
I'm going to go down. I'm planning to go down.
Well, I went to one game last year with my dad for his birthday. That was dope. It was Shohei was pitching. We were 2 rows behind home plate.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Riley Green took him deep. It was dope.
That is cool. Game. See, and you get those moments, man. You never know when they're going to happen. Go to the game with your dad. Go to the game with your boys.
Dude bought me a free beer. He bought me a beer. I turn around. The guy usher gives me a beer. He's like, "It's from that guy up there." I turn around and goes, "Heavyweights." I was like, let's go.
There you go. There, you're making a heavyweight. Yeah. There, yeah. We should be down there to enjoy the things of the city, not the ball game. Or like you said, Spenny, good choice of game to go to.
Mm-hmm.
The show dog.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Pitching
and the Tigers got on. Like, they won the game, so win-win.
Yeah, QT says the Tigers have zero talent, but Comerica is still fun when it's a warm, sunny day, and it is. That's why baseball is great, like in person, because it's so diverse, right? You can go with the boys and crush beers and get drunk. You can go with your dad. If you like baseball, you can sit there and keep score. If you like sitting outside, if you like the food, if the kids want to go on the carousel, whatever. All that stuff, man.
Walk around, do a lap. It's all good. Check out, Pepsi Porch.
Sure.
Different levels. Mm-hmm. If you've never been to, have you guys been to the bleachers, like the upper bowl, like to the last row, standing in Comerica? That's like an adventure. It's like climbing a mountain, I guess.
Yeah.
Downtown. But if you don't like heights, I wouldn't advise it. But if you do, then it's another thing.
Yeah.
Go to Comerica, rip a couple Blue Moons. 4 or 5.
Whatever your flavor.
Have a couple hot dogs.
I'm more of a summer shandy guy, but whatever.
I
you see me working.
Shandy too. Give me some of those roasted walnuts. Come on now.
Yeah.
Need that bag of peanuts for sure. Couple dogs.
That smell, when you smell those roasted walnuts when you walk in, man.
Have you seen the 9-inning challenge? Or it's like you got to eat a hot dog and drink a beer every half inning.
That's aggressive.
Yeah.
That's
every half inning?
Every half inning.
So you got to drink 18 beers?
Yeah.
No, that can't be done.
How about if you had to eat a hot dog at the conclusion of every inning and drink 2 beers?
That'd be easy.
2 beers every inning.
Jeremy Anderson
For you,
said,
you're a pro, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Jeremy Anderson says, Summer Shandy! I can hear him yelling it right now.
I can't wait for Summer Shandy and Oberon to be back out there.
I saw it in the store. I was grocery shopping this weekend. Summer Shandy's back.
Must be golf season.
It'll all be okay soon.
It'll all be okay soon. My cousin had Oberon at tap at her wedding one time. Got dirty.
Did some work. That's not possible to do 18 beers and 18 hot dogs in a baseball game. It is not possible.
I think I can do it.
No, you can't. I believe in. No one believes in you more than me.
I honestly think I could.
I'm drawing
the 18 beers ain't a problem.
No.
It's 18 dogs. Like that's aggressive number of dogs.
Eat some dogs. Like
I believe that. The 18 beers for you, no problem. Especially over baseball now. It's 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
Go when they're playing the Yankees or something. And the 18 hot dogs, no problem. You got it. But 18 beers and 18 hot dogs, that's a problem.
I think I could do it, honestly.
Spenmo.
A half inning, like every half inning, you got 3. I just smash it real first on the top half, and then wait in the bottom half, like 2 outs, and then do it. I think it's an achievable goal.
The double play ball would be your undoing.
Yes, that is a good point.
And the 4-pitch inning, right? First 2 guys swing at the first pitch.
Okay, Rake.
Okay, he's got it.
It's not 18. It's not 999 challenge. 9 beers.
9 beers, 9 hot dogs, 9 innings.
Easy.
Oh,
I wouldn't go so.
If you couldn't do that, we'd have issues.
That is easy.
I honestly believe you could do that. I think you're dismissing it a little bit, though.
No, not a chance. That is easy.
It's aggressive.
I ate 6 hot dogs when we were at Feldman in
2 hours.
2 hours, 10 minutes. I smashed those boys. I ate 4 strawberry Pop-Tarts in 2 hours.
Now we're talking four stadium beers, right? Or 9 stadium beers, 9 dog. Yeah, I know. I think you could do it. I just think that about the 8th dog, you're just like, oh.
People are talking.
No, those are those like 20 ounces?
I think so. 22.
Yeah, 22s, sitting on 22s.
Sitting on 22s.
Couldn't get to 24.
That's aggressive, man. 9 of them.
That's easy.
That's 200 ounces.
If somebody pays for it.
Hey, you know what? Quick chat thread. Quick, let's take it to the people. Who wants to be a partner? Who wants to see Spenny attempt this challenge at some point? Because I will tell you this, the Darren McCarty brand will step up and sponsor this endeavor. Foot the bill for this to happen. I'd like to make this more of an event, more of a thing, though, that we go down and say we're going to do it.
We need a Saturday 4 o'clock game.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so,
sure.
Like who?
Pregame a little bit.
So quick chat. Who would be down, or who thinks it's a good idea, or who's all about it? Maybe it's Saturday.
Maybe not going to say this is a good idea.
Big D Energy. Right, we'll figure it out Saturday afternoon, matinee, that it works out, that Spenny's going to do the challenge, and maybe we'll make it a Woodward meetup thing. We got the ballpark. We do it at the hockey game all the time.
We should. This needs to happen.
I'm so down. I'm beyond down. That's easy. That's light work.
You know what? I could probably even get, like, one of the spots right at the back, the Tiger Den ones with the tables and stuff, where it would be we set up cameras. It'd be the official count. We have to get a count. I think, guys, Sam, I'm gonna need your help. I think we're gonna have to take this to Gabby and make this a production to. This could be a Woodward Sports outing event.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And you know what? Maybe it's like if one person off each show wants to get involved, or more people want to get involved.
Yeah.
I'll do the dogs. I can't do the beers, but I'll do the dogs.
Jeremy Anderson says, I need to fly back to Michigan from California if there's a big D day. This reeks of a Saturday 4 o'clock game, does it not?
Sounds good to me.
I will give you the Sunday.
Any day, any time, anywhere.
I don't want to put you... We're not doing it on like a Monday at 7.
I want to do it because I want to make this we're about to... This isn't... It's Spenny and his people. So, I mean, his heavyweight crew. Whoever wants to go down... Let's pick a game that's worthwhile. Maybe I'll talk to some people that I might know. We can get a section. I don't think it's going to be hard to get tickets down there. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
But we can make it any Woodward Sports event, and you know what? Like, I'll see what can happen. We'll see. We'll cheer Spenny on, and I think it's a great idea.
I have 2 requests. 1, I get to choose the beer. 2, has to be mustard on the dogs.
That's fair. That's more than fair.
9 of the same beers, though.
9 of the same beers? All right.
No, or is it? No, I guess it's not. I guess you could. We'll talk about it before to see what the selection is. But if you wanted to mix it up, I would allow that.
I would probably go Labatt Light.
Labatt Light.
Yeah.
That's yeah. I mean, that's I can understand that. I'm not going to speak out.
Wait. Might have to do all 9 different beers in the thing.
I can do that too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
9 different beers.
That's aggressive.
I know, but look at how cocky and confident is the kid
so
right now.
confident.
He's like, this is slam dunk.
Yeah.
I drink 12%.
I can do it in 7 innings.
Look, dude, this ain't Name That Tune. I could do 9 beers and 9 dogs and 7. You could probably do it in 2,
yeah,
bud. But that's not the thing.
For sure.
Christopher says
I will get logistics down as far as what will be, but it's probably the 9 and 9.
Yeah.
We needs to be like a game against the Royals or some some broke ass, rag ass game like that. We can't be going to like a premium game.
Not Guinness. No, I'm not doing Guinness
No.
or IPA.
See,
I got a great.
You put it in the people's hands.
I got a great
I said I get to
Guinness.
choose the beer.
Guinness 2006 Ozfest Zach Wild Black Label Hooters in Hartford story that I will bring out one time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you puke. Hey, seriously, when you puke Guinness, you feel like you're puking up meat and potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, it's literally
you
like,
feel like you're throwing up your
eat
soul.
a meal.
Yeah.
Anyways.
WoodwardSports.com chat there. Christopher, I go to the game just to watch Spenny slant some glizzies.
That's why we're going. We're not going to watch the team, guys.
Epic,
For the Tigers, too.
Yeah, Epic says, I'm about it. I'll go to whatever game. So
I think we got something here.
Yeah. I'm down. Like I said, anytime, anywhere.
Sandy says, I don't drink beer, but I'd be willing to try the hot dog angle of it with Spenny. So there you go.
I'll go hot dog for hot dog with Spenny on that.
Killa Kev says, do 9 founders. Man. That's how these people are,
Hey,
Spenny.
You have done probably 9.
I drank the most.
Do people not know how you lost your beard, bro?
I drank 14 Drippas in one night. That was aggressive.
Well, Spenny, when you're done, after we're done at the Tigers game, we'll all go to Big Boy after for some comfort food from Big Boy. You can have some classic meatloaf with a Cajun chicken Alfredo after chasing all those glizzies. And then meet up there in the morning for breakfast. The stuffed potato pancakes, they're back. The Lumberjack, the Santa Fe Garden, or the Blockbuster. Stop by your local Big Boy today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning. You'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Spotless and sanitized rooms and trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club. Get all the best deals. They'll beat the competitors' prices by at least $5. All the top-of-the-line beauty lotions as well. Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, Spencer Raxter's favorite, Swedish beauty lotion as well. He'll wear it at the Tigers game when he's knocking down 9 beers and 9 glizzies. Going to chilipepperstanning.com. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. They are your vitamin D headquarters. 27 locations. More on the way. It's Chili Peppers Tanning.
Chili Peppers Tan.
Here we go. Final segment of the show.
You guys are, like, in the chat, Smitty Cell 19, you gotta prep for an eating contest. It's not an eating contest. It's 9 hot dogs in 4 hours. Like, it's not hard to do.
No. It's
plus about the 7th one, he's gonna dip the hot dog into the beer.
Yeah.
And so I mean,
I
like,
was thinking like today, I was
don't
just
get it
thinking
twisted.
about it.
This is a professional, guys.
Yeah.
We would not put him in harm's way or saying this like we're not getting fishy.
He's a trained and
he's
certified
a trained professional. Give him some of your stats, Benny.
I was just thinking about it like I'm gonna have side beers. Because like
that don't even go towards the count.
Yeah, don't go towards the total. Because
we're gonna pregame.
Inning starts. I'm gonna slam the beer, eat the hot dog, and then I'll have one to sip on to watch the rest of the inning. That won't count towards the total. That'll just be my sipper.
I love it. Look at he's got a glaze on his face too. Look at him.
Because I don't want people to be like, "Oh, why are you sipping on that?" Because I want to enjoy. I want a beer to enjoy throughout the inning.
Because you're at a baseball game.
Because I'm at a baseball game. So I'll have a side beer that won't count towards the total.
Oh my gosh. Logan says a Woodward Tigers beer snake would be legendary.
That would be legendary.
We should do all the shows and just get a section.
Get one going.
And get a beer snake that comes. We have to sit in the upper deck.
Yeah.
We have to. That's on brand. And it's got to like hang over.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my God! This has the makings. Spenny, 9 beers would be sacktacular.
Yes.
Huron Mark M says
it's like a Tuesday night.
No, I want to give you, because I know how this is going to work. You're going to get caught up in the moment, and you'll get it done. I know you will. But you're talking about side beers. You need a Sunday. Can we give you a Sunday?
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm saying like me drinking 9 beers is like a regular Tuesday night.
Right.
Yeah.
But it won't be just that.
But no, we can do it.
Because you're going to be feeling
We'll
it.
have an event.
It reeks of a Saturday game.
Yeah, it sounds like like you said, Saturday 4 p.m.
Oh my gosh!
Against the Royals or the Indians.
It's got or the Diamondbacks or something crappy.
Yeah.
It's got to be a crappy game, D-Mac. It's got to be. It can't be a prime game.
Well, okay, so 95% of them are going to be crappy, so you got that going for you. You mean you got to be a game that you don't want to watch your favorite players on the other team play, right? So why wouldn't it be a Saturday afternoon? I'd even do a Cleveland game.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like something in your division or a Chicago White, like whatever it is. And I get it. Whatever makes sense. Trust me. This is how karma works, right? D-Mac's big karma. You throw it in the universe. We all talk about it. We see it's a good idea because somebody wants to fly in for it. So that means, okay, there's some buzz around it. And then we'll throw it in the ether and we'll figure out maybe that the Tigers they got a better idea. Let's go to Raj, our Woodward Tigers guys, and present him with this idea. Maybe he has an idea of, right around here. So it'll come together. Yeah. It'll work out, and we'll let you know when it does. But something to look forward to. But I agree. Now I'm one of my favorite players from the other team's playing.
Now here's something too that Detroit Dabber brings to the fold. And this is why we talk these things through. You have to order a couple ahead of time for the inn they stop serving during the 7th inning. We'll have that covered.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This is we're not talking to a bunch of rookies up here.
Yeah. I might bank 2. Just get 2 down before the first inning starts. Just so, But yeah, no.
You could always prepay.
Yeah.
You could always prepay those 8. But we need the big finish.
No, yeah, you gotta have the big finish.
But you also have to take into account, what if the Tigers are winning?
What if it goes to extras?
What if it goes to extras?
14th inning, I'm just like...
We'll have to leave. We'll have to leave and go to the state bar.
Dog. 15th inning.
That's why we talk these things out. Here on Mark M says, I'm going to start having side beers when I go out drinking.
That's what you got to do, man. It's always important to have a side beer.
Rack says, there's no 4 p.m. Saturday games, only 1 or 6:10. And I was actually looking at that, Rack. This Saturday, June 10th, against the Diamondbacks
Yeah.
at 110.
Ooh.
That's got all the making.
That sounds like a good. Yeah.
We'll have to get everyone's, schedule, as Fish would say, and see what the story is. This is going to happen. I believe it in my gut.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Darren McCarty Brand has stepped up.
I got the day plan because this only starts out. What does it lead into? So we might, if we start early like that, you gotta, we could end up at the Folding Warehouse.
Who knows?
Is there, could be an eventful day. Might be an event.
Like Steve Eiserman's cap space. Every option's open to us.
Listen, that day is going to be weaponized.
For sure.
Bubba DeMo says 7th inning stretch is a shot of Jack. Like we're getting aggressive.
That is aggressive.
He's not a circus clown.
Yeah.
He's not here to amuse us.
No.
He's being gracious with his time to say, "Hey, I'll deliver."
I'm taking on a challenge.
Absolutely.
I'm not a dancing bear for you, Woodward chat.
I mean,
sometimes. But.
Yeah. Triple E says
I'll do a shot of tequila, not a shot of Jack.
It sounds fun AF.
Yeah.
It does. Triple E says, I want to come to the same game and do that too.
Come right ahead, man. More the merrier.
There we go. So, it's oh man, it's 1 o'clock already? Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. Got excited. Hey, we'll do the round 2 NFL draft stuff tomorrow. Brian Brzee, by the way. Fallen like a rock. For D-Mac, for Sam Flannel, for Spencer Rastor, my name's Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.